Be me, 29F, Masters in Sociology, freelancing as sensitivity consultant for an indie tabletop RPG. Living in a studio apartment in a gentrifying neighborhood that hasn't quite gentrified yet. Walls are paper thin. I can hear my neighbor coughing up a lung every morning at 6 a.m. Bank account is hovering around 3 digits, mostly thanks to parental subsidies. Reparations for raising me in a heteronormative environment. I have a brother, Matt, 27M, the epitome of the default settings human male. We grew up in the same house, but turned out different species. Matt was always quiet, passive, obsessed with systems, logic, computers, and avoiding conflict. I was the firebrand, the truth teller. I knew from a young age that my purpose was to educate, even if the world and my family didn't want to hear it. The origin story of the divide. Matt is 14, I'm 16. He saves up all summer mowing lawns to buy parts for a gaming PC. I watch him hauling these boxes into the basement like he's building a shrine. He spends 3 days down there, no sunlight, just the glow of LEDs and the sound of fans whirring. I go down there to do laundry because Mum is tired. Typical weaponized incompetence forcing the daughter to labor. Matt is wearing a headset, shouting commands at a screen. Flank left, watch the mid. He looks so engaged, but it's for a violent, militaristic fantasy. I stand there watching him. He doesn't even notice me. The privilege of being able to tune out the world. I decide he needs a reality check. Wait until he goes to the bathroom. I walk over to the tower. It's humming, hot air blowing out the back. I see the intake fans on the front, sucking in air. I see a bottle of spray starch on the laundry shelf. I think about the military-industrial complex recruiting boys through games. I think about how he ignored me when I asked him to sign my petition for plastic-free cafeterias. I spray the starch directly into the intake fans. A lot of it. It's sticky, misty. The fans make a weird thwip-thwip noise as the blades get coated. I walk away. Later that night, I hear a scream from the basement. Smell of burning ozone wafts up through the vents. Dad runs down. Matt is crying. It just smoked. It just popped and turned off. Dad checks it out. Looks like the fan motor seized and the CPU cooked itself, son. Maybe it was a faulty part. Matt is devastated. Months of labor gone in a flash of heat. I sit at the kitchen table doing my homework, feeling a sense of grim satisfaction. I didn't break it. The system broke it. I just accelerated the entropy. I tell him later, maybe it's a sign, Matt. You were spending too much time in the Matrix anyway. Real life is out here. He just looks at me, eyes red and puffy, doesn't say a word. That was the first time I realized I could influence his path. I could be the guardrail keeping him from toxicity. High school years. I'm the president of the Student Alliance. Matt is a ghost. He rebuilds the PC eventually. Mum gives him a loan, of course, but he keeps the door locked now. He starts getting into coding. Black screens, green text, hours of typing. I bring my friends over for a study group. We were planning a protest against the dress code. Matt comes into the kitchen to get a soda. He's wearing a hoodie with some obscure anime character on it. My friend Jessica giggles. Is that a cartoon, Matt? Matt freezes. Deer in headlights. I sigh, loudly. Matt is still in his developmental phase. He uses 2D women to cope with his inability to talk to 3D ones. The whole table laughs. It's a witty observation, objectively true based on my reading of adolescent male psychology. Matt's face goes crimson. He puts the soda back in the fridge, walks out of the room without looking at us. Jessica whispers, "You're so hard on him." I shake my head. I'm the only one who's honest with him. If I don't shame the cringe out of him, the world will do it with fists. I'm protecting him. I genuinely believed that. I thought I was saving him from becoming an incel. I was the necessary friction in his life, college era. I go to a private liberal arts college in the Northeast, surrounded by like-minded intellectuals, finally people who speak my language. We spend nights drinking cheap wine and deconstructing the nuclear family. Matt stays local, community college for 2 years, then transfer to state. Computer science major. Boring, predictable, safe. I come home for the summer after my junior year. House feels different. Matt seems happier. Suspicious. I find out why a week later. He brings a girl home, Sarah. She's tiny, soft-spoken, studies elementary education, wearing a sundress and baking cookies for my parents. Literally, she brought homemade cookies. It's like stepping into a 1950s sitcom. I watch them on the couch. Matt is showing her something on his laptop. She's leaning in, listening intently. Wow, you wrote that code? That's so smart, Matt. Validating him. Stroking the male ego. It's nauseating. I see the dynamic immediately. She's the submissive tradwife in training. He's the provider/genius. It's a power imbalance masquerading as romance. I decide I need to intervene, for her sake. Sisterhood is universal, after all. It takes a few weeks to find the opening. Matt goes out to pick up pizza. Sarah is in the kitchen helping Mum set the table. Mum goes to the restroom. It's just me and Sarah. I'm leaning against the counter, drinking an herbal tea. So, Sarah, I start, voice casual. How long have you been acting? She blinks, confused. Acting? Oh, I don't do theatre. I'm in education. I chuckle, a dry, knowing sound. No, I mean with Matt. The whole damsel routine, the oh wow you're so smart act, it must be exhausting. Her smile falters. I don't know what you mean. Matt is smart. I push off the counter and step closer, invading her personal space just a fraction. Dominance display? Look, I'm his sister. I know him. He needs to feel superior to function. He picks girls who are malleable, quiet, girls who won't challenge him. Sarah looks down at her hands. He's very sweet to me. That's the love-bombing phase, I say, dropping the terminology like a hammer. It's classic manipulation. He isolates you, makes you feel special, then slowly erodes your agency. I've seen him do it before. I hadn't. He'd never had a girlfriend, but the theoretical framework predicted he would. Sarah's eyes tear up. He said I was the first girl he really connected with. Exactly, I say, voice dropping to a conspiratorial whisper. He's projecting a fantasy onto you. He doesn't love you, Sarah. He loves the control he has over you. You seem like a smart girl. Don't you want a partner who sees you as an equal, not a fan? I let that hang in the air. Mum comes back in. Sarah is silent for the rest of dinner. Matt tries to talk to her, touches her hand. She flinches. I see it. The seed of doubt has sprouted. 3 days later, Matt is lying on the living room floor staring at the ceiling. Sarah dumped him via text. Said she needs to work on her own independence. I walk past him eating a yogurt. She did you a favor, Matt. She wasn't intellectually stimulating enough for you anyway. You need someone who challenges you, not a cheerleader. He doesn't respond. He doesn't eat for 2 days. I tell myself it's a necessary growing pain. He'll thank me when he finds a high-value woman who respects herself. The basement years. I graduate. Magna cum laude. Thesis, the phallic symbolism of skyscrapers and the urban oppression of women. Job market is tough. Capitalism doesn't value critical thinkers. I move back home temporarily. Matt is still there. He graduated too, but he's not applying for jobs. He's working on a project. He's turned the basement into a server farm. Wires everywhere, multiple monitors, humming towers. He's always on Discord or Skype, talking to guys in Russia, India, Estonia. It sounds like gibberish. Hash rates, decentralized ledger, smart contracts, supply chain verification. He looks like a caveman, beard messy, wearing the same sweatpants. I start getting annoyed. I'm trying to write my memoir manifesto in the room upstairs, and I can hear the hum of his servers through the floor. It's a constant vibration invading my space. I go to Mum and Dad. He's exploiting you, I tell them. He's 24. He's using your electricity, your food, your internet to play pretend businessman. It's arrested development. Dad sighs. He says it's a startup, honey. He says it takes time. It's a delusion, Dad, and you're enabling it. If you love him, you'll make him pay rent. Real rent. Force him to interface with the economy. I push this angle for weeks. Finally, after the electricity bill hits $400, Dad cracks. They sit Matt down. I sit in the corner, observing. Dad, Matt, we need you to contribute $800 a month, starting next week. Matt looks tired. Eyes possess heavy bags. I'm putting everything back into the business right now, Dad. I have zero liquidity. Can you give me 3 more months? We're about to secure a seed round. I chime in. See? Excuses. Seed round. It's gambling, Dad. He's gambling with your retirement. Matt looks at me. Cold. I'm not gambling. I'm building a protocol. Get a job at Best Buy, Matt. Pay your way. Dad stays firm. Matt nods slowly. Okay. I'll get a night job. He does. Stocking shelves at a grocery store from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Then coming home and coding from 7 a.m. to 2 p.m., sleeping 4 hours a day, he looks like a zombie. I feel a twinge of something, but I suppress it. This is the real world. Welcome to the struggle, brother. Maybe now you'll understand the plight of the working class. About a year later, Matt is still grinding, but the vibe has shifted. He bought a new car, nothing fancy, a Toyota Camry, but he paid cash. He bought Mum a new dishwasher. He's paying the $800 rent early every month. I'm still unemployed. My blog gets about 50 views a week. I'm resenting his stability. One day he leaves his laptop open on the kitchen table. He never does this. He usually locks everything. I can't resist. I sit down and wake it up. No password? Careless. It's open to a slide deck. Title, Sinflow. Disrupting union-based inefficiencies in last-mile logistics. My eyes widen. I start reading. The language is sterile, corporate, automated driver matching, dynamic route pricing, circumventing traditional collective bargaining restrictions via contractor status. My blood boils. He's not just building an app. He's building a weapon. He's designing a system to make gig workers more exploitable. It's evil. Pure. Distilled. Neoliberal evil. I feel a moral imperative rising in my chest. This is my moment. I can't let this happen. I take out my phone, snap photos of the slides, especially the ones about labor cost reduction and union avoidance strategies. I wait until he goes to work that night. I open Twitter. I have about 2,000 followers. I start the thread. Thread. My own brother is currently building a tech platform designed to destroy labor unions. I found his pitch deck. This is what domestic fascism looks like. I upload the photos. I tag the local Teamsters union. I tag several prominent socialist podcasters. I tag the venture capital firms listed in his email drafts. I hit send. Dopamine rush instantly. Within an hour, it has 500 retweets. People are furious. Name and shame. Who is this guy? Find his address. I don't dox the address. I live there too, but I dox his LinkedIn. Matthew Smith, founder of Sinflow. Tell him what you think of class traders. I go to sleep feeling like a warrior. I spoke truth to power, even if the power was my brother. Next morning, I wake up to shouting downstairs. It's Matt. He never shouts. I go down in my bathrobe, holding my phone like a shield. Matt is pacing the living room. Dad is looking at a printed email. Matt sees me. He stops pacing. He looks. Scary. Not violent, but intense. Vibrating with rage. Did you post this? He holds up his phone. It's my tweet, now at 15K retweets. I expose the truth, I say, keeping my voice steady. You're planning to hurt workers, Matt. I couldn't stay silent. You idiot, he screams, veins bulging in his neck. Those were draft slides, hypotheticals for a stress test. We're not even using that model. We're focusing on blockchain verification for medical supplies. That's what you say now, I sneer. But the intent was there. The thought crime was real. I just lost my lead investor, he says, voice breaking. They pulled out an hour ago. Too much controversy. They don't want the PR nightmare. He drops onto the sofa, head in hands. 3 years of work. Gone. Mum looks at me. Honey, how could you? I did the right thing, I yell back. I held him accountable. You should be proud that I have principles. Matt stands up. He walks over to me, stands 6 inches from my face. You have always hated me, he whispers. You hated me when I was happy. You hated me when I was sad. You hated me when I had nothing, and you hate me because I tried to build something. I don't hate you, I say, trembling slightly. I hate what you represent. No, he says. You just hate yourself, and you need everyone else to be as miserable as you are. He turns around. I'm leaving. He goes downstairs. Pack a bag. Takes his hard drives. Leaves the desktop, leaves the furniture, walks out the front door, doesn't look back. Mum is crying. Dad is staring at the floor. I stand there, heart pounding. I check Twitter. My notifications are broken. So much validation. Queen behavior. It takes courage to call out family. I scroll through the praise, blocking out the sound of my mother weeping. I won. I stopped the machine. The house is quiet after that. Matt blocks us all. Phone numbers changed. Email bounces back. Socials deleted. I move into his old room in the basement. Better insulation. I try to keep the momentum going. Start a Substack about family abolition. It flops. Activism burnout is real. The internet moves on. Nobody cares about the union-busting brother story a month later. I'm just another angry voice in the void. Dad retires. Money gets tight. They sell the house. Move to a condo in Florida. They don't invite me. You're 27, honey. You need to fly. So I end up in this studio, working gig jobs, editing rulebooks for RPGs, selling vintage clothes on Depop, barely scraping by. I tell myself I'm living an authentic, anti-capitalist lifestyle, but I miss air conditioning. I miss food that isn't pasta. Sometimes I wonder about Matt. I assume he's working IT somewhere, probably miserable. Probably realized I was right. I check for SynFlow occasionally. Website is a dead link. See, I saved him from failure. I saved the world from his toxic app. I am the hero. The discovery. Present day. It's a Tuesday, raining. I'm eating cold pizza for breakfast. Scrolling LinkedIn because I'm desperate for a diversity lead corporate gig. I see a post from TechCrunch. The unicorn of the year, how Logiquent, formerly SynFlow, just exited for $800 million. I freeze. Logiquent? I click the article. Lead image. It's Matt, but not the Matt I knew. He's 27 now. He's filled out. Wearing a black t-shirt and a blazer, hairstyled, clean-shaven, standing next to the CEO of a major logistics giant, shaking hands. I read the text, breath catching in my throat. Founder Matthew Smith pivoted the company 3 years ago after a public relations hiccup forced a rebrand, focused on securing medical supply chains in developing nations, sold 100% of equity, estimated personal net worth after taxes $450 million. $450 million. The room spins. I drop my phone, crack the screen. I pick it up, hands shaking uncontrollably. I read on. Matthew credits his wife, Sarah, for supporting him through the lean years. I scroll down. Photo of the couple. It's Sarah, the cookie baker, the one I saved. She looks incredible, wearing a gown that probably costs more than my student loans, smiling up at him, but now she's looking at a multi-millionaire. She's not a tradwife victim. She's a matriarch of an empire. She stuck by him, and I drove him away. I checked the date of the article. Posted 2 hours ago. There's a launch party celebration tonight. In the city. My city. He's here. Panic sets in. I think about my rent. I think about my overdraft fees. I think about the fact that I am his flesh and blood. He can't just leave me behind. That money belongs to the family. I was the catalyst. If I hadn't leaked the slides, he wouldn't have pivoted. He wouldn't have found the medical niche. I saved the company. I made him. I convinced myself of this logic instantly. It's watertight. I deserve a finder's fee, at least 10%, $45 million. I could start a foundation. I could change the world. I need to get to him. I need to explain it to him. I call Mum. Did you see? Mum sounds distant. We saw, honey. Matt called us last week. He called you? Why didn't you tell me? He asked us not to. I'm his sister. Mum, he's rich. We're rich. He is rich, honey. He bought us the condo. He set up a retirement fund for us. My jaw drops. What about me? Did he mention me? Silence on the line. Mum? He said he hopes you're finding yourself. That's it? That's passive-aggressive bullshit. I'm going to the party. Don't do that, honey. You're not invited. I don't need an invite. I'm family. I hang up. I rush to my closet. I have nothing to wear. All my clothes are thrift-core or political statement tees. I find a black dress I wore to a funeral 3 years ago. It's tight. I gained weight from the pasta diet. I squeeze into it. Zipper struggles but holds. Look in the mirror. Hair is frizzy. Haven't dyed the roots in months. I look manic. Perfect. I look fierce, I tell myself. I look like someone who disrupts spaces. I grab my bag, call an Uber. Surge pricing, $45. I use the emergency credit card, ride across the city in silence, practicing my speech. Matt, I'm so proud. I knew you could do it. I pushed you because I saw your potential. Let's bury the hatchet. Also, I have some ideas for your charitable giving. Yeah, that sounds good. Magnanimous. Forgiving him for ignoring me. Arrive at the venue. It's a massive glass event space near the waterfront. Valet parking is full of Mercs and BMWs, red carpet out front. I march up to the velvet rope. Security guard is a mountain of a man. Invitation? I'm the founder's sister, Matthew Smith. I'm the guest of honor, basically. Guard looks at a tablet, scrolls. I don't see a sister on the list, ma'am. Check again. It's a mistake. I have the VVIP list right here. Parents are listed, no siblings. That's impossible. Call him out here. Tell him Anna is here. People are staring, people in suits and cocktail dresses. I see the judgment in their eyes. They see the boots. They see the frizzy hair. They see the poverty. Ma'am, you need to step aside. No, I'm going in. I try to duck under the rope. Guard grabs my arm, gentle but firm. Don't make this a scene, ma'am. Let me go. This is class warfare. I scream it. Old habits die hard. Then I see him through the glass doors. He's walking through the lobby, holding a microphone, just finished a speech. He looks powerful. Not toxic powerful, just confident. Sarah is next to him, holding a massive bouquet of flowers. He looks towards the door. He hears the commotion. He sees me. I stop struggling. Matt, I shout, my voice cracking. Matt, it's me. It's Sis. He locks eyes with me. I wait for the recognition. I wait for him to run over. I wait for the hug, for him to say, let her in. He stares at me for 3 seconds. His face is completely blank. No anger, no sadness, no triumph, just indifference. Like he's looking at a stranger or a smudge on the window. He turns to the security head standing inside, makes a small cut-it motion with his hand, then turns his back to me, takes Sarah's hand and walks deeper into the party, into the warm, golden light, away from the cold street. The guard pushes me back to the sidewalk. Leave the property or we call the cops. I stand there, stunned. He saw me. He saw me and he deleted me. Just like a line of bad code. I pull out my phone. I need to tweet about this. I need to rally the troops. Just was denied entry to my own brother's event by violent security. The rich truly have no soul. Hashtag eat the rich. I type it out, but I don't hit send. I look at the tweet. I look at the warm glow of the party. I look at my reflection in the dark glass. Messy hair, ill-fitting dress, angry face. I'm just the crazy lady shouting on the sidewalk. He won, not because the system is rigged, but because he built something, and I destroyed everything I touched. I think about Sarah. I told her he was toxic. I told her he would ruin her. Now she's a queen. And I'm this. I delete the draft. I sit on the curb. I don't have money for an Uber back. I don't have anyone to call. Mum and Dad are probably inside eating shrimp cocktail. My community on Twitter doesn't actually know me. They won't come pick me up. I'm completely, utterly alone. A realization hits me like a physical blow to the gut. I spent my whole life fighting patriarchy in my own house, but all I did was bully my little brother, and now he's a giant and I'm an ant. I put my head on my knees. I just sit there, thinking about the hum of the servers in the basement, and how I wish more than anything that I had just closed the door and let him play, but it's too late. It's forever too late.